Yo, what's up, YouTube? We are back again, Warp Charge Gaming. You got me, James, and Chris here right now saying what's up. Yeah, we get here every week. This is like the 8th episode, I think, guys. Yeah, we've been doing it. This is a live talk show we do each Thursday at 9, and today we're going to talk about more stuff going on with Warp Charge Gaming. There's ever-evolving action-packed, if you will. I'm excited. It's literally been 10 hours today so far. I think 10 hours straight, and then that was straight in from yesterday of just editing, and doing some other tasks. I know that James has been painting his ass off too. Right. That's part of what I did today. Actually, was to do with James's painting. He does a live stream paint show every Wednesday on Twitch, right about 8 o'clock ish. You say, James? Okay. Okay. Word. Yeah. So I mean, they've been consistent with that, and Twitch. It's on Twitch, but Twitch only keeps videos for so long. So I grabbed those up before they got expired, and we're going to go ahead and start featuring those in a playlist on YouTube. So you'll be able to watch those on the back end if you're not a Twitch watcher, and just to give it a chance for a little bit of a wider audience that we've been able to collect here on YouTube to check some of this stuff out. A lot of great action. We've got either a Great Unclean One or a Scabathrax, however you want to call it. What would you say that model was, James? Forge World? Right. And he did like a biopus or something like that. What was that guy? Was some Death Guard guy? Yeah. Oh, gotcha. That was a good looking head. Mm-hmm. Then you've had quite a few things on there, and last night you did Shadespire, which was cool. He was painting on some of those death models that Chris sent him. Go for it, Chris. You got it? Anybody? Sephiral Guard or something like that? It is true. Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, it's like they're death. Come on, let's get it. Let's make it easy. But they looked fantastic, James, and I was excited. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's exciting. I think it's been a week, but or maybe I can't remember. But I just finished a how to play video on Shadespire, which is exciting. I'm really stoked to pair it with this. Check out this thumbnail that James put together. It shows it shows our logo combined with Battlegrounds, our recent sponsor that helped us get Shadespire off the ground and running. And I really like how the lightning bolt spaceman's mixed in with the battlegrounds there. And then it shows the tourney winning tactics, because I was able to pull out a win at my first event over at Dragonfire Games in Lynchburg, Virginia. I was pumped on that. Got me a little trophy. So what's tight is that as soon as this conversation is done, I will be uploading that video. I've been working on that all day and yesterday, and man, I went ahead and took that extra mile and animated my voice to the Blood Reavers. I think I have Arnulf saying everything as a talking head, which I think is pretty funny. Maybe I'm the only one that likes that stuff. I'm wondering if there's viewers out there that'll have like some sort of weird phobia and get freaked out. Because it's kind of weird looking. Right? Or the other. Yeah. It's like this. I swear, guys, we're not on drugs. I swear. A lot of residual effects. Yeah. So stoked on that. That video is about to go up, and I'm really pleased with how it went. Part of what I discovered to help make that video, for those out there who might have not done a Google search, is there's lots of sweet Shadespire deck builders out there, and I found one that Totally allows you to like add, subtract cards, filter what cards you're looking at any given time, and really make it easy to see all that are at your disposal. I didn't know that the cards are actually numbered on the side, so it was quite easy to find cards you're looking for based on that as well. And it just spits out great exports to, like, when people are like, where are your cards from? You can just make your deck and share exactly where all the different sets that your cards originate from. So that's pretty cool too. Even having a simulator inside showing you kind of what hands you'll draw. So that was all neat. Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely in my organization, I'm separating, ones that are instantaneous, ones that are into the third phase, into the phase. I think reactions are really good in that game anyways. But yeah, it's fantastic organization, great simulator. So just do a Google search, like one of the first ones, if you're into that, or we can share it a little bit later in the comments. Another thing that happened today, I'm just going to keep ranting. You guys feel free to interject with any cool whatevers, but we got hooked up with Thurday Designs. We added that to our sponsor page here. Big thanks to Battlegrounds, Crystal Fortress, Game Mat EU, and now Thurday Designs has joined the club. Got in a phone conversation today with somebody named Austin. He's one of the founders of the company. Tell me about their story, being a commissioned painting company. Yeah? Yo. Uh-oh. Well, you guys haven't talked too much either. Let me try to fix it, though. I've just been ranting and raving. But thank you, iSwift. Let me try to fix that right now. I think this will do it. Give me a check, Chris. Try it one more time for me.
Check. Internet, do you hear me?
There you go. That should give it to you, iSwift. Thanks for chiming in, my friend. So we were talking about Thurday Designs. I was able to pick out a sweet terrain set that we're going to feature at our tournament. iSwift's always got us on the quality control. Indeed you do, sir. Thank you very much. So on June 24th, we have Battle in the Warp. It's something we've been talking about each week for quite a while now, and we've been preparing for quite a while. It's featured as an official ITC event. You can find it on the Best Coast Pairing app under Warp Charge Gaming Presents Battle in the Warp. It's here in Richmond, Virginia at Gallery 5, a sweet like art gallery museum from the 1900s, old firehouse, very grim dark, if you will. And we're going to be pulling out all the stops. We're going to be doing our giveaway there. On the right there, which whenever I see iSwift's name, as much as I don't want to send it to the Netherlands, man, you've even gone so far as to track how much it costs to send it. This man has victory in his mind. I would love to send this beautiful Lord of Change that I have sitting next to me to iSwift. But
in case the win.
Yeah, it's going to be announced live. I mean, you don't got to be present or anything, but June 24th at our tournament, that will be live streamed, which is very exciting. I will be announcing at noon, the first break of the tournament, who the winner is. That's going to be really cool, I think. I'll have projected on a big screen the giveaway thumbnail. The painter will be their cat from Aptifine Miniature Artistries. That's going to be really cool. And I also intend to bring like my big screen TV and have the YouTube live presented to the players, so they'll be able to see that there's live commentary going on. I'm hoping iSwift is around. I forget the time gap we're in, but I don't know if it's really early or really late there at noon.
Certainly with the tournament, iSwolf and others that want to see it, regardless of their time zone, can at least catch part of it.
Oh, yeah, and it'll be on the back end for sure. Yeah, it's going to be all day, of course. But yeah, thrilled. Got trophies, all kinds of good stuff, which I don't have all my images ready to show you, but it's very exciting. Another thing iSwift gets me thinking about that I could show you guys real quick is this sweet army and it kind of ties in with the tournament as well. At the tournament, if there happens to be a shortage of players by one, if we don't have an even number of players, then I'll have to play somebody, and so I have a fun list. And usually when you play the TO, like, you get a bye, you automatically win. I'm thinking, like, dude, this list is so pretty, fluffy, and indexy that if you can't beat this, you deserve to lose. I'm sorry. I don't care if I am TL. Take a look at this thing. I think it's pretty gorgeous. I'm really excited to put it on the battlefield. So let's see. Sorry, they're probably gonna get distant with the microphone here. There we go. So we got all these wolves. Just a whole bunch of them. I mean, these Fenrisian wolves are so easy to kill. We got 3 units of Thunderwolf calves. You can't take 4 anymore. And then super cool, but not good in the game, Canis Wolfborn, painted to look like me by James there. Thank you, James. And then I think it's cool that you got all these wolf and the wolfen, and then like you have Murderfang because he's like a wolf dread. So it's just a whole bunch of fucking wolves, dude. It's gonna be tight. You should be able to kill the hell out of that. And if you can't, then I'm sorry, you lose. We take fun seriously, okay? So
I'm gonna end up playing against George and then losing.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. I would
feel like whatever.
I would revel in it. Oh,
that
goodness.
is a mighty fine looking army.
Yes. All painted up by the James Schaff. I can't wait until the Codex and to see. Honestly, dude, like I want that army that I just showed. I want it to be good. Son of a bitch, make that army good. That's all I care. It's so beautiful. I love the way it looks. It's why I wanted to play Space Wolves. Is what's on the table right there. So I want it to be good. Damn it. And could you imagine if the points dropped to where I could like fit in another dreadnought or 2? That'd be fantastic. Oh my god.
It's never gonna happen.
Oh, dreams.
I was gonna say that level of points drop puts them like way above other Marine dreads in the first place. But like, I know there's a handful of people that are terrified they're gonna get like a Dark Angels Codex. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
And I don't want to be a naysayer because, you know, they are a cool army. I think as far as Marines go, they have one of the more niche loyalist Marine, you know, like combat tactics and whatnot. So, like, you know, you definitely want to see them be continue to be unique. But I don't know.
It's going to be all it's going to be is like it's basically just going to somehow weave Primaris Marines in the whole time, and the whole deal is it's the only way it's really a good book is the way if you use Primaris Marines.
I was going to say someone made the joke that was really like down on them being, you know, good or anything. Somebody who was making a lot of like critical comments was like, dude, all that's going to happen with the Space Wolves Codex is they're going to give you Primaris Wolfen, and they're going to make you buy a whole new set of Wolfen. And then it would even be a top tier codex.
Oh god, I can see that happening, dude. Terrifying.
But I don't see that happening, honestly. I think also, additionally, Space Wolves, as far as not just Marines, but most armies go, they have the widest array of high damage, multi-damage weaponry in close combat. I mean, not all of their choices are competitive, but, you know, like, especially coupled with certain chapter tactics, some of their less competitive, or certain, you know, like, I guess company tactics, since, you know, they have 13 companies. I imagine there's certain weapons that are less popular that may be worth taking. I am really excited to see them, you know, gain some of the basic a lot of codexes get. I mean, I definitely want them above Dark Angels and Grey Knights and all that, but, you know, like, I wouldn't be upset if they stayed below Tyranids.
Of course not. Oh, goodness. Well, you know, for the sake of prosperity here, and because I'm still really excited about it, let's show off this Death Ray design set that we're going to be should be looking at soon. I'm going to go to their website on stream here. Let's check out this one here, y'all. It's the Forgotten Outpost bundle. I think it's going to be great if we get into things like Necromunda or Infinity. See if I can get a better shot for you. There you go.
This man's hoping for Infinity and beyond.
Yeah, it's the fact that it's already pre-painted and looks sweet. I think it's going to fit with a lot of this terrain we have and the battle mats we have. That'll be really interchangeable and continue to make more diverse boards for us. But we're going to feature this on our top table at the Warp Charge Gaming Tournament on the 24th, and that's part of the part of the give back we're going to do for them being so generous and hooking us up with this terrain. So they're going to throw in some crates and some other pieces that make it really fill out the board. So I'm really excited to see that. That's going to be early next week. We'll see that. Cannot wait, dude. So cool.
You Mets, Death Ray terrain. What else do you need?
I know, right? And what a cool
Are
name.
you not entertained?
That's what I'm saying.
To that guy, what is it, Horizons, I think, that does the Tyranid terrain. I need to get me a Tyranid terrain set. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Reach out to him. I'll paint it.
Totally. Yeah, that is a move. There's something else. Speaking of tournaments and everything else we've talked about so far, here's another sweet flyer that James put together. It is showing our Shadespire tournament going down at Battlegrounds on July 28th. That'll be our first Shadespire tournament. And I think this opens up a small topic. I'm curious if anybody's out there that would like to chime in out there in the world now or later in the comments. And when you have events in your local area, are they ITC official? I saw that Shadespire was ITC official, and I was thrilled. And sad a little bit that I just played in a tournament that wasn't ITC official when it could have been. It was like, why not add that extra value for your players, you know?
I think some people don't add it because they think the more competitive people come out and they're afraid that power gamers are going to ruin their community because they have a bunch of weak-minded individuals in their community.
I was going to say almost the same thing, but worded differently. You know, like, I think
a little less sinisterly.
I mean, you know, just like, I think, you know, a lot of people that come out, like, the casual gamer is scared that just the fact that there's an ITC ranking on it is going to take it out of the realm of casual gaming, which I understand, you know, competitive gaming is different than casual gaming to a certain effect. A lot of people that play regularly play at an above casual ranking of play, whether they want to admit it or not. That doesn't necessarily mean they are, you know, playing power gamer lists, but to always play a fluffy list would be the same thing as always playing the same power gamer list. You know, it's a stagnant game in that situation.
Hey, all I'm hearing is people don't like to lose when they try. And they don't want to admit that they're competitive because they don't want to lose when they try. And that's how life is. There's better people out there, like me. I'm better than most of you at everything.
Oh my God. James said that he might rant and rave and cuss at us a little bit, so don't mind the troll in his cave over there. But he is really good at stuff, and it makes me mad.
Yes, George.
He's certainly good at painting, and he's certainly good at 40k.
And shit talk.
Good at shit talk. I'm good at lots of things.
Yeah,
Let me
right.
just visit your girlfriend for a little while.
Dang,
There's some good things I'm good at.
James, we're gonna have to mute you, bro. You're going over the top.
All right, it's the glue fumes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's the glue. Blaming the glue.
Lobo says that he never power plays. Poof, poof off.
Yes, Lobo. That's the man right there. He
Lobo,
knows it's all
play.
about being fluffy.
Right. Yeah, Mr. Soup City. Got some new subs past it. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're climbing, Ice Wolf. I wish that I could say the giveaway has been doing well to help, and thank God for it. We are really appreciative of the awesome giveaway we're featuring right now. But it is surprising that it doesn't have more people trying to get awesome free stuff, because we have a Lord of Change for free right now. It's pretty incredible.
Free. We even pay shipping.
Right? We do everything. Here's the giveaway flyer. Look at that thing. Aptify Miniature Artistries, a model worth well over a couple $100 for free. The chances are so good right now, and I know Ice Wolf's cringing because he's like, "Shh, be quiet. It's all
Dude,
mine."
even if you're not good at like 40k, you don't play these things. You can sell it, buy a PlayStation, play Fortnite, whatever it is.
This is true. Also speaking of a great thing about a Lord of Change is that it's transferable between Warhammer and Age of Sigmar, which just got a new release today, apparently.
New edition.
2.0, huh? It's like 9th edition for Age of Sigmar almost. Well, pretty much even.
Yeah, I know there's been some really big changes in Age of Sigmar, like the summoning system. Like
Magic.
now, basically everyone can summon.
Free summoning.
And then magic. Yeah. Lots of magic.
Yeah, I mean the summoning is restricted, but now every faction can summon. And I mean, you know, there's still, if I understand correctly, the free summoning, as James described it, is like only like really specific units for every army.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, you know, there is still the summoning for points, and I know they've made some changes to the psychic phase. I think they've made a few things more similar to how it currently works with 40k, which is funny because I mean the 40k system is originally a ripoff / playtest of early Sigmar, if I understand correctly.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting how they're going about that kind of stuff.
Is Sigmar secretly beta 40k?
I largely think that's true because every time they've made a big change in Sigmar, it almost always predates them kind of making that model in 8th edition 40k so far.
Like, is like Tau Fire Warriors going to be able to summon Riptides?
Maybe Ghost Kill
Crazy.
level. Nice.
Full George.
Wah, wah, wah.
Dude, I'm all about free summoning.
That was crazy. I'm glad they kind of fixed that up a little bit nowadays.
Dude, I just want my blood tithe back. Give me my blood tithe.
That was cool. That wasn't even necessarily free though. You had to work for it.
But dude, that was free to me. I killed you. You killed me. I got more stuff.
It was way more free to be like, oh, I took 2 double demi companies for Dark Angels. I get 550 points of free tanks. Woohoo!
That sounds like fun too.
It was wild. Just for news for you guys and for the audience there, because we just kind of live talk about what's going on in life. Tomorrow I'm going to be going to over the next couple of days I'm going to Battlegrounds and cataloging their used inventory, and we're going to start taking, which you could email us right now if you want, admin@warpchargegaming.com, with any wish lists you have on used 40k. They have a lot more than 40k, but let's keep it a little tight for now until we kind of get the hang of it. But we're taking in any used wish list you might have, and I think we can hook you up with some extreme deals through Battlegrounds. So that's pretty sick. I just heard.
Are we going to be buying used miniatures from people?
I think that's an option as well. Yeah, I mean it's just a matter of it getting shipped to us, kind of thing, But yeah.
Oh shit! I'm about to become a crack dealer. Talking about that plastic crack.
There, we will be able to have very nice access to a large market of used 40k, and their prices are very sweet. I've seen some pretty sick deals. They gave us some discretion on pricing, so we can kind of work it out with you. There'll definitely be some negotiating or package deals able to be done and things of that nature. So pretty exciting. Soon we'll have a collaboration video that'll kind of show the store and how we're interacting with one another. But they've been kind enough to back our tournaments, allow us to host events at their location with a full stream setup, and to provide us models that we need throughout the year. So it's going to be pretty sweet. That's how we got hooked up with Shadespire. We're in deep with them and got the entire Shadespire collection. And
yeah, I just need some Plague Burst Crawlers.
Yeah, we need to get James some Plague Burst Crawlers. We need to get some Tyranid Terrain for Chris.
Wolf is saying something about James needing to share him a logo.
Oh, yes, sir.
Word.
I will do that.
Nice. You guys been talking about some plans of some manifestation?
Dude, Ice Wolf is the 3D printing master, if you didn't know.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
And Ice Wolf wants to play around with our logo.
Ooh, that's fantastic. Quality control and 3D printer extraordinaire, Ice Wolf.
Boom. He's the man.
Yeah, I tell a lot of my friends about Ice Wolf. Just like, and there's Ice Wolf. He's totally cool, bro, from the Netherlands.
Dude, I tell everybody about Ice Wolf.
Know,
he comes with random conversations at coffee houses.
I know, right? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. Also gonna get to link up. I don't know if anybody in our audience is gonna be going to Nova. I know Lobo will be. We're gonna be in the trios tournament. Gonna play in the championships, and I know Death Ray Designs is gonna be there as well. And it's gonna be fun to link up with them at their booth. So that'll be a good time. I'm excited about that. They're not too far from us, based out of North Carolina. So maybe one day even get to visit the shop and whatnot. They got a pretty big warehouse space with like a bunch of laser cutters and stuff. So that's pretty exciting. What you got there, James? You holding something up? Oh, you're making a Tesseract Volt.
Just making a Tesseract Volt, man. It's just, making those fluffy lists with 2 Tesseract Volts and a pylon,
Super fluff.
Super fluff. I mean, that's standard around here.
Yeah. Something that went down with some 40K this week is I got my butt kicked to buy some Harlequins.
Woo!
I brought like a whole like mechanized force. I mean, it was pretty much knights, and that Haywire, man, was disgusting. Mortal Wound Haywire was he had the Sky Weavers, I think is the name of the bikes, and they had D6 shots, 24-inch range, but then
4 up invul.
Right, 4 up invul, -1 to hit, and then they had a 16-inch move with an auto 6 advance, and they could advance and charge and shoot.
Woo!
And they got fly. So it's just like rules on rules. And then with their D6 shots per model against when they're rolling to wound, no matter what your toughness is on a vehicle, toughness 8, who cares? Because they do mortal wounds on 4+s, and on 6s do D3s. So like if he rolled, he had 11 of them, and if he rolled 11 6s, that's 66 shots. It's pretty much an average of almost 20, 15 to 20 mortal wounds.
That's so gross.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see. Okay, so 66 shots. That means 33 hits, and that means 11 of them are going to be D3s.
I think it's more of because it'd be a 50-50 roll on the D6 shot, so it's more like out of a D6 roll, they would get 40 shots, and then on a 4+ to wound, it'd be like 20 mortal wounds. And then
so 20 shots. Then you would have what? A third of those would be 6s, so you would still get like 6 6s, roughly, probably 7.
Yeah, 40 shots that would turn into about 20 hits, and then you'd have about 5 or 6 6s, and it stacks up to easily 15, easily 10+ and close to 15 to 20 mortal wounds a shooting.
So assuming you get 6 6s, which is statistically feasible for that roll.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be assuming you get 2s for all the D3s,
right?
Which is average. You've got 12 wounds right there, plus 13 wounds. So that's 25 wounds mortal, like on average with that.
There you go. And people ask, how do you deal with knights? I've even seen Facebook posts of Eldari players saying, how do I deal with knights? Now, granted, it's not really fair to say, oh, you're Eldari, we'll just add some Harlequins in. They are a different army, but they're still space elves. They're just clowning.
Dude, I'm all about clowning.
It made me want to play them. They were just seemed really fun. And I mean, I played against Harlequins before, but it was so brutal, and they just like seemed like they were having such a good time running around and laughing at you that maybe
they were.
I guess they're it seemed like it was fairly manageable, like to get a solid army. Like you could just pick your list out and buy just that, and not be too deep in to have a good Harlequin army.
Yeah, it's a low model count.
Yeah, they're a really elite force, and I mean, between
take a good elite army. Yeah.
I have my eyes on them. They're in my mind's eye. I just, it's hard to think of James getting to paint anything else because the man is just loaded with shit to do. You're working on like 5 different people's projects, plus have a battle board to make by Nova.
Dude.
It's crazy.
And try to get my own shit together.
Right?
It's crazy.
It's crazy, dude. Yeah, I mean,
It's crazy.
You're coming to visit us in November. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Our own personal GT, as we've been talking about the Battle in the Warp Charge Gaming Presents, we're also doing a teams tournament August 12th, and then November 2nd and 3rd, we're going to do a 2-day GT here in Richmond. Well, hopefully it's a GT. That requires people to come to it, so let's hope that you guys get yourselves together and come to something that's going to be epic.
That would be awesome.
Epicness.
Because you're going to miss out. We're going to go all out, man. Let's tell you what. It's going to be tight. We got trophies. We were talking, Yeah, we were talking a little bit about that ITC official thing. I think that's silly. That it definitely does more benefit than harm to make your event official, and it's just an email away. Same thing with trophies. They're like $9. You know, store credit's great, but let's get some trophies at every event, folks out there that might be watching.
Dude,
I
all
love
about
trophies. Yeah, dude. Like I never was an ice skater or wrestler or any type of ninja scenario that got me trophies. Tap dancer. I didn't get to do any of that stuff. Mom never got me any tap dancing shoes. So I want a goddamn
We're never
trophy.
any kind of ninja.
Yeah, I never got any kind of ninja awards, you know, because I never was a ninja officially. I just did George Wando privately.
Dude, I got awards my whole life, man.
Yeah, you son of a bitch, James.
And I just win
You
constantly.
you perfect human, you.
Nah, dude, I'm overweight, dude. I got dreads. Like, dude, I'm just relaxed and don't give a shit. I'm just naturally good at everything. Like, I could be like LeBron if I ever tried anything.
Okay.
But instead, I waste it all away on everything.
Oh, dang. Ice was trying to pump us up. He says at 1,000 subs, he's going to send us a package.
Woo!
That's
Ice
awesome.
man.
Yeah, we need your help, ladies and gents. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. If you're watching right now and you're not subscribing, what are you doing? That means you're not in the giveaway. Or maybe you are subscribed and you haven't even gone to the giveaway. I mean, what are you doing?
I just think they're waiting for the next outlandish thing I'm going to say.
Pretty much.
Dude, I'm just so full of it tonight. These damn glue fumes.
I'm just every
I think
other
it might
word.
be the resin fumes.
I'm just all like tournament, pitch, all this shit we got going on. James like, I'm the best, y'all suck, body, bah. And then back at more stuff like, hey, we got a tournament going on June 24th, Richmond, Virginia, Gallery 5.
That sounds like it, dude. You got it. That's what we're about around here.
Right? You're all like putting stuff together. But yeah, it's been a busy week. We had a couple battle reports that are live that you could watch of new knights. I played Chris and I played Connor, I played Eldari, and I played Tyranids with new knights. That was cool.
Yeah, but the next game with Tyranids was kind of a wash because I mean, granted, you know, like I pretty handily took the knights. You also shorted yourself an entire night, which would have made a huge difference.
Yeah, it wasn't quite all that, but I could bring 5 knights. I was looking at the Gallant profile, which I did realize I realized the Gallant knight is a lot better than I first recognized because he doesn't have any like big heavy arm weapons. He comes with like a gauntlet and the sword, but he's the only knight that gets a 2+ weapon skill. And that made me like him a lot more. And I also kind of fell in love with the chainsword a little bit anyways with that 6 auto damage. That thing's sweet.
Excellent as well. And I mean, especially with that stratagem.
Yeah.
Really finish something off.
I had a good time in my second game taking the House Terran. That was really sick, dude. You get to roll 3d6 for your advances and your charges. And I paired that with the Warlord trait. This is a pretty cool combo. So you could take
3d6 and picking the highest.
Yeah, you discard the lowest. Roll 3d6, discard the lowest. Okay, so here's where it's cool is that there's a Warlord trait called like Land Strider, and it's the only bubble effect I've really seen Warlord wise, and it gives your other knights of the same house within 6 the ability to add 2 inches to their advance or charge. So now
that's really good.
Oh my God! Now you can roll 3d6, discard the lowest, and add 2 to it. You're making those charges, and it makes those gallants where you're cutting cost of points by almost about 50+ points by taking gallant knights over, say, errants with their thermal cannons. And you were rocking some close combat knights.
Relating it back to what I know, I mean, you know, I roll 3d6 for advancing for Kraken and discard everything but the highest. So I mean, like it's a good trait. Certainly, it increases mobility dramatically, especially in an army that's so elite count.
Definitely. If you like really need to get somewhere, you can do that full tilt stratagem where you can like still shoot and charge if you advance, which is pretty sweet. There's there's quite a bit of strats in the night book. You got to appreciate that. It's not 2 pages, like 3 or 4 even.
George, by the way, Lobo says that clowns would still win. But you know.
Against knights, absolutely. Lobo, I suck at 40k. I mean, let's just say it right now. No, I know the rules really well. But my winning is not a all the time thing. And you know what? Speaking of Lobo talking shit, Lobo, didn't I just whoop your ass in Shadespire? Oh yeah.
Ooh, took the ship too.
Let me find my thumbnail to throw back up, and then I'm about to throw a tournament winning video up. Here's the sweet thumbnail, and I got to thank Lobo out there for helping me do that with the final match. Playing for top table, he was destroyed. It was a 2 out of 3 as well, and he didn't even get his. I got him 2 in a row. It was just, I was trained since birth. To play
I have all the cards.
So yes, Lobo does too.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
I of course enjoy talking shit to Lobo more than most because he does it really well himself. He's like, nah, man, fake news. Instantly when Lobo lost, he's like, cheater! Just screaming, call me a cheater up and down the game score.
That's awesome.
And he just basically saying, he's like, well, it's the only way I could lose, of course. So I definitely cheated Lobo. It's the only way that the man can lose. He is very good at games, and he is very good at 40K. And did the best out of the Warp Charge Gaming crew at Nova last year as well. We'll see if you can do that again, Lobo. I almost expected him to say something back.
I mean, he easily could just jump on Discord.
You could just jump on Discord, Lobo, and start talking shit right now.
He may be on Discord right now, just listening,
lurking,
a couple seconds ahead of time. Getting that inside scoop.
Last year, Lobo and I, along with David, played on the Trios and the Trios tournament, and it was a great time. We really broed out and had a good old jolly time. But this year, my Trios team will go against Lobo's Trios team, so we might face off, and that'd be pretty wild. Ooh, did I just hear a little Discord action?
That's a Lobo.
Lobo, what's up, dude?
How do I make this thing? Does it work?
Yeah,
it's
works.
Working.
Dude, you're live with us right now.
On the internet.
How's it going, Lobo?
I'm pretty good.
Remember when I beat you at Shadespire this last weekend? That was awesome.
Fake news.
Trump's America. Everything's fake.
I cheated. Yeah, you excited for Nova?
Hell yeah.
Right? We were talking at the tournament back at Dragonfire about how, man, I wish we were playing some Shadespire at Nova. They put the Shadespire tournament at the same time as the Trios tournament and the championships. So can't do both, unfortunately.
Nah, no, I kind of want to drop the team's trio and just go to Shadespire.
It's such a good game. It's so much fun.
It really is.
I played last night. I played last night till like 3 in the morning. One of my buddies broke his leg, and his kid only goes to bed late at night. So we went and played. And he's like a first-time gamer when it comes to tabletop gaming. So it's so cool to like get some good games in with even a friend that doesn't usually play tabletop. You know.
Well, GW needs to capitalize on this because it's bringing all the different gamers together. You got the Magic players, the Yu-Gi-Oh with the War Machine and 40Kers.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, the card mechanic, I mean, anyone who's played Magic, whether it's the reactions or whatnot, like the phases and the phase-based like playing of cards is very centric to, all those card games. Yeah, so I feel like it's a natural middle ground.
Yeah, it's like intuitive, easy to pick up. But yet it has depth. Like the more you get into it, the more you sort of see, oh, there was something there that I didn't see before kind of thing. That's good. Yeah, I'm excited to put this video up. It's again, I got the creepy animation in there. It's going to be fun to see this Blood Reaver telling you how to make a good deck.
Which, Lobo, did I hear right that you're playing or you're trying to make the Spike Claws Swarm work?
Yeah. Close to it.
Chris had made a good rat deck for sure. I had difficulty against it every time I played it. It's very sneaky, very sneaky.
Going more for a killy sort of theme.
I was gonna say, I know one of the main builds I've seen do well, like in because they have the websites that are like, oh, this is the top deck for this and this and this.
Yeah.
Like one of the big builds is buffing the leader, and because he's kind of monstrous.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, if you like, well, that'll be that. My video will probably help you then, Lobo, just because it does show you my favorite cards dedicated to killing things. Because yeah, I mean that's what the corn deck does too, is just kill stuff. I love all the reactionary cards, like Rebound, of course, is great. I also like the cards that you don't really need it so much as Rats, even though you can't. Like, I think the tricky thing with Rats when you're going against other killy decks is that when you rely on the ability to like bring guys back to life, you start to feed glory to your opponent.
Yeah, for sure. This deck doesn't really work that way.
Yeah. What kind of situations are like?
Mostly bounce around. It's working off of defense, putting everybody on guard.
Okay. I got
and
you.
then just buffing up everything. Awakened weapon, great strength, incredible strength, and then the shade glass hammer. So you're dealing a potential 6 damage on a swing.
Nice. Yeah, I mean that's
or
cool.
shade glass dagger for the same thing.
That is one of the like tougher things about the Rats every time I face them, is that they got the 2 defenses when they become inspired, which is like really good.
Yeah, and you put them on guard, and it's 2 defenses that work for both shield and dodge.
Totally.
Additionally, yeah. I mean, just like, I mean, I know with the leader, like, you have that 6 damage and whatnot, but I mean, I've used a great strength and everything for like the +1 damage, and just the fact that the leader has like a default ranged ability. I mean, I was getting frustrated because I felt like I was feeding George Glory with my army, and I just started taking my leader and being like, well, I'm just going to use my leader and start ranged killing your guys like ASAP. Being a very effective strategy last time I played him.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, thanks for giving all the prep for facing Rats.
You're welcome.
Well, but to be fair, that deck was just anti-orc.
Right, which made sense since we had like 5 orc players at one tournament. It's crazy.
You can't play them in 40k yet.
That's fair. It's definitely fair. Let's see.
Be amazing.
Big screen. Just taking a look through the different things on the old spreadsheet here that's been going down. Played Knights, yeah. Knights are good. James is all twisting a model around. That's good. Age of Sigmar. None of us play Age of Sigmar enough to talk too in depth about the new release. Oh, I did see we were talking about Games Workshop capitalizing on how Shadespire is bringing in more players to the game from all walks of life. Warhammer Live went today with Shadespire, or not Shadespire, but Necromunda, and I was curious to tune in. I was wishing I got to see more of it. I really want to play that game. You've gotten to play it a few times, haven't you, Lobo? Necromunda?
Lobo's currently MIA.
He's gone, dude. I want to play Necromunda, damn it.
Whoa, this vault's almost together. That's cool.
Dude, I bet you...
I've been watching that in the background.
Me too. I bet you if we all tried to put that vault together, James, you would do it the best, the fastest, the absolute most fantastic than anyone could put a vault together, because that's what you do, right? Illustrious.
Dude, you literally couldn't have said it any better.
The illustrious. Yeah. I like.
Dude, my woman hates my voice. The fact that I literally always talk this way. When you guys are here, literally I just talk this way to her all the time, and she doesn't put up with it. She does not put up with it.
Shut up, James.
But she still does everything.
Yeah, she's a good lady. She was a very nice lady.
Yeah. I do that pretty well too.
You did a good job, James. You did a good job. A little bit later, we were talking about this earlier, but I started cataloging, collecting our videos off of Twitch, and after we go live here, I think I'm going to start editing a few of these painting tutorials together while James continues to hobby, and we're gonna.
I'm back.
Oh, what's up, Lobo? We're gonna kind of see how it goes to edit these.
I have to go to bed.
Awesome.
Apparently, I gotta go to bed.
Sorry, bud.
You don't tell.
Yes.
Nice.
That's where the blood got.
Let's go, God.
Second and
Skull Throne.
Let's go.
Necron suck.
Fantastic.
More pylon.
What's that?
Magnus did nothing wrong.
My sister doesn't go.
Right?
That's what I'm
We've all
saying.
been saying.
It's all my friends.
Hello.
All of them. He doesn't have any more than just the people here.
Right.
Riley here.
Riley.
Roll call.
What's your favorite army?
Corn.
Corn.
It's definitely corn.
Yeah.
Look, guys.
The corner coffin and the black guy.
Yes.
So,
Do you like the bugs?
Sorry, Chris. No,
You
I
like
hate
them?
them. She hates them, bro.
What
Yeah,
about
they're-
Tao? Do you like Tao? Alright, I'm gonna put her to bed.
All right, man. Good hearing from you.
Alright, have a good one.
Yeah, cheers, dude.
Good to have you.
Later.
Nice. But yeah, we're gonna make a painting montage of the last few projects James has been putting together. Going to continue to host those on the YouTube site, and then we're also downloading and hosting to YouTube all of our Twitch battle reports for Tabletop Simulator. So that's pretty cool. I think that's the next how-to video I'm going to do as well, is how to get set up and play Tabletop Simulator. I think that's worthwhile.
Yeah. Stuff.
Keep growing that, community there. I want to play my fluffy Space Wolf list that's gonna surely die on TTS.
I don't know, man. I think you can still crack a few builds here and there for sure.
You think I still crack some heads? Is what you're saying?
I mean, simultaneously don't expect any soft list, but the thing is that, like, in a lot of these situations, at least in smaller metas, I mean, the more you increase the volume of the event, it gets. But some of these awkward builds that don't quite fit into the competitive scene can crack in weird ways.
That's true. It's true. It's definitely like especially when it comes to, like, if you played multiple tournaments this year and it's like the list that's never been at any battle you've gone against, you're like, what the hell? What do I do against this? I haven't played that.
Just remember in 7th, even there was like a short, like, span of time where, what was it? Orcs, what was the huge orc formation?
Green Tide.
That was sweeping tournaments for a short while. There was a while, even in 7th, when Tyranids were horrible, like a very specific build called Lictor Shame was doing really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's all very true. All very true. Yeah, it's like it's kind of a shot in the bucket sometimes, depending on what you're gonna. Even if there is a good blend of meta at your location, you could still get the right matchups or the wrong matchups any given time.
Absolutely.
I live by the right matchups. With the sharks that I play with.
I mean, at a certain level, you must have to. I mean, if you know you're going up against the top tier, like, you want to get as many points as you can, I imagine.
And that's where good missions really help balance that out. And I appreciate the playing to the mission concept over, say, just killing your opponent. But I mean, hey, some of the best builds aren't necessarily even that killy. Sometimes they're just straight denial of death. They're just extremely survivable or very spammy. I should bring like 1,000 grots. Gretchen. I should get all the Gretchen.
Just all of them.
Nothing.
I'm gonna trade my next army for movement trays and as many Gretchen as I can afford. And I'm just gonna laugh and laugh.
That would certainly be difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm excited. Next Sunday, while you guys are playing Battle in the Warp, I get to do some chess clock tournaments.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
You gonna run your Noise Marines or something different than that?
I'm probably gonna run the Noise Marines.
You been enjoying them?
Yeah. I want to catch people and on the off guard and roll dice on their time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't have to go back and forth on the clock whenever you take up the time.
Yeah, but a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'll just play it quick. It's just only like a quick roll here, quick roll there."
Oh, screw that. Nah.
Yeah.
Me and Connor were doing a pretty good job of like, okay, you're trying to deny the witch. All right, you flip the clock, and then like while
That's the way you're supposed to do it.
yeah,
A lot of people don't switch over that one dice roll. I don't think it's worth it.
because then like all of a sudden they take an extra 10 seconds or whatever to decide who they're denying the witch from. You know.
Yep. I'm right there with you, man.
It's pretty much okay. So you want to deny the witch? Who are you gonna do it with? They're like, hit the clock. Waiting on your time.
That's right.
I enjoy the chess clock. I think it's fun as hell. Because honestly, like I said, that's the problem. One of the reasons I feel like I do worse than at home when I play in a tournament is because I'm so concerned about the game going through its completion, and it's almost like an anxiety I put on myself for my opponent's sake, where like I don't want to be holding up the game any longer than it should, but then two, you know, I don't feel it almost feels like you shortchanged the game by not seeing the true outcome of what could have happened with those armies going head to head if the full game doesn't complete itself.
I agree.
I not only agree with that, but it's an unfortunate thing because there are certain builds, like you don't want to discourage certain army builds, obviously, like very hoardy army builds, but at the same time, like you need competent players playing them. You need people who are moving in the interest of time because like games ending on turn 3, in my opinion, is not acceptable.
Exactly.
And like a lot of players just are not concerned. Like, you know, they're like knowing they play a large army, like getting to turn 4, they're like, yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I'm like, I'm not personally.
No, not at all.
And honestly, I think it was, I forget what other channel did like a poll actually of their subscribership, and they asked the chess clock question. And one of the most frustrating things I think a lot of the competitive circuit deals with, and I think part of this is probably because casuals are answering these, you know, these questions, is that the split on using chess clocks and not is like 75% against chess clocks, 25% for it. But the 25% that are for it are very, very vocal and adamant about it.
Right.
And I feel like I'm in that 25%, and just like people are afraid game once again out of a level of like fun and quote unquote casual play, and I'm just like, it doesn't if you make it a normal part of your routine when you're preparing for these events. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's almost where I guess that's where multiple tourneys go on, and there's a narrative tournament, and I mean that's okay in like a GT environment, or like a major environment where there's multiple tourneys going on. You have a big convention hall, and you know, wouldn't it be wild if like say the entire Adepticon population, right, however many people were there this year, if 25% of them played in the championships that had chess clocks and the other 75 played in the gentleman's narrative and still brought their cheesy ass shit, but they just didn't want to play with chess clocks? That'd be so weird.
It sounds like more people that want to be competitive yet don't want to lose when they're competitive.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I think it's not a big deal. Like, people are just being apprehensive about, like, they're making a boogeyman out of something that they don't need to. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's like you gotta try it, you know. And the thing is that the main deal is that like, you know, if you even if like you run out of time and your opponent doesn't, then at least it's fair. Like, you know, it's the same difference that would have happened anyways, but now you got your due justice, you know.
And I mean, I remember one time I brought up, and actually it was the last Warp Charge Gaming Invitational, I brought up a slow play at one point, and I had like 2 or 3 players kind of eye roll at me, and I'm not gonna drop their names specifically, but you know, frustrating for me because like individuals having long games, and I'm just like, this is stupid. Like, like you don't want to bring up time as a issue because you were specifically or struggling with it.
Right.
And that to me is just, you know, like it's kind of cheesy. I mean, I know that's not your intent, but you're dodging trying to like play better.
Yeah, totally. And I think that's part of the thing is that if people don't incorporate it at home when they practice, then they're not ready for it in that live environment. And that's where I get frustrated is that if I don't use it more often or I don't play quickly at home, then you're training yourself to be used to a game completing itself at the 3.5 hour, 4 hour mark. And that doesn't, even though you feel like you're practicing and playing a lot of games, you're really not practicing correctly for the environment you'll be in a tournament with 2.5 hour rounds, you know?
Not only that, I think that a lot of people don't really appreciate how much faster they get at playing if you actually practice a list, like gearing up for an event. But, you know, like, I feel like, you know, you and I, George, like, especially playing this Tyranid list, like, some of our early games, like, we had some long games. I think, like, the first game we ran with this list, it was, like, a 5-hour game.
Yeah.
And as I familiarized myself with the list, I mean, you know, like, we played our last game in, like, what, 2.5? And the one before it in, like, under 3, pretty comfortably.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, and a lot of it's just, or it's all of it's prep, dude. It's just organization, you know? It's just, like, knowing what your different army units do, like knowing beforehand what movement profile your guys have, you know, knowing what type of what stratagems you're going to use and how many command points they cost. I personally nowadays, especially for the channel's sake, but I feel like it's made me a better player, is I make spreadsheets for any list that I'm serious about, or as I'll make a spreadsheet breakdown of all the quick shots of all the stratagems. I'm never going to look in the book and try to find the one strat that I'm trying to use that I don't know the name of. I'm just going to have it written down for quick access, you know?
Actually, literally, because, you know, like, my phone breaks up, you know, what kind of photos I have. Only thing I have saved under screenshots, because any screenshots I take, I delete. The only thing I have saved under screenshots are literally stratagems, so I can just page through the stratagem pages of a codex very quickly.
Oh, that's a good strat. That's a good way to do that. Nice. I like that. Do you remember my like crazy spreadsheets and like card system I used to do for demon powers back in 7th?
It was super elaborate.
I took a bunch of playing cards, like magic cards, for instance, and took any sort of artwork that kind of matched the characters I was bringing, the different demon princes and whatnot. I would be able to use that art on the card to be able to reference who's who, and I labeled them all as demon prince 1, 2, 3, etc. And as I'd roll for their powers, I had flashcards that I would slide under the character cards so I could quickly reference who had what. Because back then you had the relics, like your demon princes could take those demonic gifts or whatever, and you could give them all these different types. You had to roll on it, and the demons were crazy back in 7th with like the D6 resulted demonic gear you would wear. You had to roll for all your powers. It was totally random and wacky. Oh, and I just remembered invisibility. I remember used to rolling invisibility on Fate. Fate Weaver knew 4 powers, and he only knew 1 on telepathy. And I remember so many games where I would like roll the 5 and get invisibility on the 1 power that he gets. Ah, good times.
Yeah, man.
I miss Fate Weaver. I miss him.
Well, we're giving away Lord Change.
It doesn't make me miss Fate Weaver less. Back in the day, he was beautiful. He used to re-roll them dice, and nobody else could re-roll dice. And I was like, haha, I'm re-rolling all these dice, and you can't do it. Now everybody can just do it whenever they want. And in fact, they can do it even better because they have like an endless horde of CP because they're Blood Angel Guard. Blah, 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 blah.
I can't remember how many times in 7th edition, I had said something to the effect of like, you don't understand how like statistically significant a reroll is. Like, it's so good as a mechanic.
Right.
And now everyone can do it.
Yep. It's disgusting. No, I like it actually, but I miss Fate Weaver. That's all I'm saying. They didn't have to make him so crappy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the nerf bat hits kind of hard a lot of the time.
Yeah, I definitely like. That's the thing about it. Like, it definitely seems to be sometimes some emotion that are put into the rules, where it's like This unit's been a pain for too long. We're gonna put you down spitefully, and purposely make the rules like especially crappy on something.
I definitely have felt that way before. I mean, like I feel like after 4th edition we're really, really bad.
I can see some guy in the GW meeting room like slam his fist down and say, "Damn it, no! The Fate Weaver's had his time. Get him out of here. Raise his points. Yeah, raise his points. Damn it."
Executive retires. He'll have his day.
Dude, it's gonna be funny when like eventually this all comes full circle. We get formations back, and then like you start getting free units again, and it's just right back to 7th in a big whirl around.
Give me blood points and Corn Demonkin. I'll be happy.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, I'm excited for campaign books. I want to see those again. I thought they were fun. In general, I want to play some campaigns. I really want to play Battlefield Gothic too. Damn it! So many cool side games I want to play. I need to live in the game store. I think I might just move into the game store and just live there.
Do it.
And just constantly be looking to play people in games. You're like, "Shut up, George. I'm not tired of playing you, dude." I'm like, "Get the fuck over here."
Oh, wow.
You can play some Necromunda, you son of a bitch.
You play with me.
You will play, and you will be on the internet. Well, where are we at with time here? It's 1 hour and 1 minute. That's what just happened, guys. We did it again. Yeah, so what's going to come up next here in just a few short minutes, whenever it gets done uploading, I'm going to show you guys the tourney winning tactics of the Garrix Reavers in Shadespire. Just won a tournament at at Dragonfire Games in Lynchburg. But we're going to host our own tournament at Battlegrounds. Here's a flyer to that. That's July 28th. Stoked for that. We'll have that sweet GW trophy as something to win. We got a giveaway going on right now. That's going to be released the same day as our tournament, Battle in the Warp. You can find it on the Best Coast Pairing App official ITC event here in Richmond, Virginia, Gallery 5. And we're going to give this away at noon at the first break. And we're excited to be hosting at that tournament at our top table. Death Ray Designs will be showing a sweet terrain set up by them. That just came into works today. And etc. That whole tournament is going to be loaded with Game Out of You. Battle Mats, one of the best companies to get your bat mats from. We do this every Thursday. There's some new night bat reps you can watch that we did live. One's against Eldari, one's against Tyranids, me and Chris, and me and Connor. Awesomeness. And there's also a How to Play Shadespire video that just went up as well. Yeah.
To Shadespire.
I think that's all the good stuff happening. Live Wednesday, you can watch James paint, and soon on our channel, you're gonna see the different Twitch streams he's already done of painting tutorials, as well as our live bat reps on Tabletop Simulator. And maybe soon coming, we'll even give you a how to play Tabletop Simulator. It's only $20. You can play people all over the world, including us. You just got to join our Discord, and you already have a community waiting for you to play some tabletop. Pretty much, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Do you think that covers about everything, guys? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Who knows?
Right.
Oh, yeah, the Battle in the Warp. 10 days, guys. 10 days.
It's like right here, dude. It's coming so fast. I cannot wait.
I'm excited to get this list off the ground and try it in like a group setting.
Yeah. I feel that. I'm excited to try to pull out all the stops and do things that are in my imagination, but I've never done before. It's going to be exciting and fun. Everybody, you know what to do. Keep taking fun seriously. We'll see you here soon. Peace.
Adios.